Alright, so grab your mocha, grab your latte, cappuccino, whatever the hell you're drinking. Settle on in. It's your host, Jobbers and Goons. Welcome to the coffee shop, where we discuss fiction and all things fun and that we love to do in our free time. And today we're going to talk about a verse I haven't discussed on this channel before. And I think to start off our dive into the verse, I'll go ahead and talk about this one particular character, which is Altair from Recreators. Now, if you're a fan of this series or content of this nature, smash the like button. 100 likes, I'll drop another Recreator video. But anyways, getting into this character, we're going to discuss how stupidly broken Altair is, which in turn shows how broken the verse is, and just kind of go over some of the things that were done throughout the series and overall where the scaling is. Without further ado, I hope you guys settle in and let's enjoy. Now, first off, she is stated outright to have omnipotent power, obviously. Given a device she controls, is stated to be omnipotent in nature. Now, of course, omnipotence in fiction has to be taken with a grain of salt. Usually it's a relativity thing, omnipotent in comparison to what? For example, 3D, 4D, stuff like that, or outerversal. Doesn't matter, but regardless, we do know that within her own verse, that power in particular is omnipotent. We also know Altair showed early on that she could basically transport herself outside of the fiction that she was in, going to different stories and different verses. She transcended her own work. And the reason this is crazy, and the reason it has scaling implications, is that in transcending her own work and recognizing that she had done so and realizing her own true existence, this allows her to go beyond it all and into other fictions or worlds. Basically, she's now freelancing stories themselves and just going to whatever story or fiction she feels like traveling to at that time, which is absolutely insane. She's beyond all narrative and fictional control. Fictional characters, obviously, within the rules of the verse, are not supposed to be allowed to realize their own existence or world. This rule, which by proxy would be set by like the creators, authors, all that, is broken by Altair, who just seemingly easily transcended this, no problem. The theory at that point, like the working hypothetical behind how she gets to where she does, is that her realization is what caused all fictions and realities to collide. That's right. Like her awakening, her true... she went woke, basically, low-key. The wokeness was like a threat to all fictions and made them collide, which is crazy. It was also stated that she was capable of and could very well destroy all worlds. This would include the ones that were created within the minds and the imaginations of the creators themselves, which is crazy. Like her level of fictional transcendence at that point and like narrative hacks just gets more and more broken as you go throughout the series. She can also summon copies of fictional characters. This is one of her more powerful abilities, and it makes her dangerous, obviously, because you never know who could be summoned to the battlefield to do damage. She can also alter the story itself. Obviously, that makes sense given how she's transcended. And this goes to the extent that other characters she's dealing with, she can alter their functions within the story and how they actually operate throughout the story. Altair isn't even limited there. That's just her baseline, which is obviously outer to high outer with a bunch of fictional and transcendences, narrative hacks, all that. Not only is there that, Altair can constantly improve upon this and grow in power. As her story isn't limited to one writer, anyone can write her a new story and it gets added to the existing one. Her power keeps growing and she gains more abilities due to this. Basically, she has unlimited potential with narrative amps every time she's mentioned in a story or stories can boost her. Her abilities will also be stated to go and grow infinitely every time someone writes a story, and it will expand infinitely as well. At this point, narratively, fictionally, she's considered all-knowing. Above all these stories that have occurred so far, in being able to know what all the characters within it are trying to do narratively. She also knew of this birdcage type seal that they were trying to put her in, right? This was a fake reality so that the characters within the anime could go all out in hopes to defeat her, but unfortunately for them, she recognized this fake reality and could not be tricked. Think of this of like a high tier version of what they tried to do to Chaos King when they trapped him in a false reality of nothingness. She can also tank outright attacks on her very concept. At one point, the characters are like, we have to attack her, but attack her on a concept, right? Like her concept itself, we have to go for the pure essence of it. We can't just attack her. She recognizes this, tanks it, and is completely fine. This attack has absolutely no impact on her as she easily negs it. Now, what's crazy is she's even shown she can undo character development and plot development. Literally can go to the outline of a character, look at it and be like, okay, I'm taking away A and B, so this plot never developed, you never became this never happened, you never got this ability. Just literally retconning people mid-battle, which is crazy to think about. We then see all the creators come together, and they try to form this story, right? And this story, of course, was going to be one that could capture. It was literally written to capture Altair and keep her imprisoned, right? She takes this, she tanks it, and then takes over the story and overpowers it narratively. Like, just makes it her own. She's like, fuck off. I'm too OD. Like, you guys just can't stop me. We then see another powerful character, Sirius, try to overwrite her existence. And she sustains herself. She completely negates it conceptually, narratively, physically, mentally, spiritually. All these levels, she was able to tank. She then goes, yo, my existence was completely sustained. And I basically have infinite numbers of layers thanks to the creators. So now each story is infinite, but there's like supposedly infinite creators, and they provide infinite stories. It gets crazy into stacking basically infinite versions of herself narratively. She just tanks all attacks on that level, and can just easily brush it off due to the fact that she's constantly being narratively amped. Next, we see Outright. She has Fate Restoration. Now, if you just go off the name, it doesn't sound that crazy, but Fate Restoration goes far beyond what you might see as wild, right? So, Fate Restoration is actually complete erasure of the plot. That is not... She didn't just retcon. It's completely gone. No knowledge of it at all. Like, it's just done. She is able to completely get rid of the plot itself. And if you guys think that's impressive, smash the like button, because the video's obviously gotten crazy by this point. We then see not only is her narrative hacks insane, but it gets to the point that she creates a story that is made for her author. Like, she's like, yo, I'm gonna make this story for you, and eventually I'm gonna create so many stories and so many universes that eventually I'll be able to hang out with my author and be one with the author, just in our own story, catching a vibe. And that's crazy to think about, a fictional character like chasing off their author, capturing them, and making them hang out with them forever, which is nuts. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this wild video on the Recreators verse, specifically Altair. Obviously, she scales to high outer, even boundless based on your interpretation, due to the fact she's has so many transcendences to infinite degrees of stories, realities, narratives, archetypes, all these things. She can do whatever she wants to the plot, her author, other creators. It gets ridiculous. One of the most broken characters you'll ever see in fiction. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like content like this, let's try to get it to 100 likes for more. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. It's been your host, Jobbers and Goons. This is the Coffee Shop, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.